This, as some settings in Airbnb, they made my life so much easier once I started using them. Number 1. Automated messages. With automated messages, sometimes I don't even have to speak directly to the guest at all. And those automated messages give them the instructions and give them the information that they need while they have the stay. Instead of you having to send the messages with instructions every time, Airbnb will send this very bespoke instructions to each of the guests, and you have to do nothing.
My offer is this. Nothing.
Setting minimum advance booking is a minimum advance notice that guests have to give you before they can book your property. If you give, for example, a minimum advance booking of 2 days, it means that the guest cannot book your place within the next 2 days. One time I was in the gym, and while I was working out, I received a notification that there was a last minute booking. It was a guest that wanted to check in the next 15 minutes. They were basically in front of the property and they just wanted to check in. If I hadn't seen the notification quickly, they would have to wait outside.
He's waiting for you, Victor. He's waiting for you.
They already placed the booking, and that they cannot cancel, because even with a flexible cancellation policy, you cannot cancel the same day of the check-in. Once I set the minimum advance booking, anyone that wanted to book, they had to give us at least 2 days notice, and if they wanted to book within the next 2 days, they can send us a request, and if I know that everything's in order to accept them in the house, then I accept the booking. Set minimum advance booking, check. Needed for me to have some peace of mind. Number 3. Don't give discounts to a reduced number of people. What do I mean by that? Airbnb has the option for you to set a price for different number of guests booking your property. If it's only 1 guest, then it will be a price. If it's 2 guests, then be a price. Basically, there's the option of including additional expense for additional guests. Do not do that. Just put the same price for everyone. If someone books for 1 person and the house can host up to 15 people, for example, then you have to police and make sure that there's only actual 1 person going into the house and that person is not bringing more guests into the house. Second, some guests don't understand why it's different, because in the end they believe that they will use the entire house and there's no difference for us if 5 people use the house or if 15 people use the house. And the third reason, if you have your property listed in different websites, not all the websites price extra guests or number of guests the same way. For example, Airbnb, you set a base number and then you add extra expense for each guest in addition to that base number that you set. In Booking.com is the opposite, and in Booking.com you put the maximum number of people, and then if there's less people that book, then they get a discount. What can happen then is that you get same property, different prices in Airbnb and in Booking.com. And you don't know really how much money you will get if your house is fully occupied or if it's half occupied during the month. And that leads me to the final reason why we avoid this. So if a house can host 15 people and you charge £1,500 over that weekend, then if 15 people come, then it's only £100 per person. But if all your weekends in a month get booked with groups of, let's say, 3 people, then you would probably get only £300 per weekend. So the best way is to ensure that you just always charge the same regardless of how many people is in there. And the final setting, and this is not necessarily Airbnb setting, it's just the use of channel managers. If you have your property listing more than 1 website, you definitely need a channel manager. And the reason is that it will take you so much time to try to coordinate all the bookings in from the different websites if you do it manually. Also, guaranteed.
If I were to do this, if I even could do it, I'd need a guarantee.
Almost 100% that you will make a mistake at some point. Channel Manager does that for you automatically and make sure that you have just 1 single calendar. So what you have to do in the end is just check that calendar and then you see where your bookings are and you don't get the problem of a double booking on the same day. So those 4 things applied in our business is what made the difference from me feeling very stressed and making a lot of mistakes to have a more manageable workload and reducing the amount of mistakes that happen. And that's it for today.